Hello everybody and welcome to episode 21 of my Stellaris Roman Utopia Let's Play. Now in the last episode we'd managed to colonize and expand our borders even further, all while fighting the Tumbater Eradicators. Now this is a hateful xenophobic nation that were waging war on anybody they could, whenever they got a chance, when they were more powerful. So we've managed to put them in their place and vassalize them for now. They are kind of mistrustful and disloyal, and they're still very xenophobic, so they don't like the situation that they're in. However, they should be set for a while. This was brought about by Gaius Julius Alexander and then later finished off by Consul Iacovus after Gaius Julius Alexander sadly passed away. After we dealt with the Tumbater Eradicators, we managed to go have a look at Sanctuary, a system with a ring world in it that had kind of machines and sentient AI guarding it. Actually, I doubt they were sentient. They were really just machines programmed to guard this ring world and the life that was inhabiting it. However, the life seemed to have evolved and become sentient themselves, and we were trying to free them of that ring world and eventually hopefully harness the technology that was on it. However, after we dealt with them and we tried to harness that technology, the Cryssalids remnant woke up, which is a fallen empire, and they very staunchly said, if you do not get out of our territory, we'll be forced to deal with you in a military fashion. So we backed off, and we are now humiliated because of that action. It's the second time the Cryssalids remnant has come to blows with us, and it's the second time we've come away humiliated. The Kelazon Guardians are the other fallen empire in the galaxy, and they're the only other people that really pose a threat to us. Despite their opinion being quite positive, we won't be able to take them on if we were to wage a war. So if we go have a look at our contacts, get rid of the other and the primitives, and we just look at what we've got here, pretty much every nation in the galaxy is now pathetic or inferior, except for the two fallen empires. They are superior. They are militarily either equivalent or superior, but technologically overwhelming. They have pretty much all the techs they ever need. So what does that mean for us? Well, at this point, we have, if we go switch to the, let's see, neighbor diplomacy is what I want. The yellows are what we own in terms of vassalization. Green is obviously us. We got this big giant green blob. We got some kind of allies that kind of like us. They're not really proper allies, but they do like us. And then we have the vassals. We've got three main vassals. So what we could do next is start integrating these vassals should we wish, or we can simply look to gain more. The Ubzant, for instance, are a pretty ripe nation for vassalization, so we may end up going to war with them. We did have a vote on whether or not we should do that, and the vote was a resounding 83% for yes and a 16% for no. 16-17%. So that's what people voted on. Most people are saying, though, not to do it immediately, and we will wait. As well as this, the game has updated. Stellaris has reached 1.6 Atoms update, and we can see now that it's letting me know of certain things that it didn't before. One of them that's very important is on the planets and sectors screen. You'll notice now that you have this button. You can subsequently drain energy and minerals at a different rate from sectors. So you can say, hey, I want you to contribute a greater amount of energy or just minerals. Previously, it used to be one button for both. Also, you can drain the sector's stockpile. A lot of our sectors have got a huge surplus of energy. 19,000, 16,000, 19,000. Because generally speaking, we had a free tile blocker ascension perk, I think, and that meant that nobody needed to really spend energy to do anything, and we've just got huge stockpiles of it, like absolutely enormous. In fact, I think it's almost ridiculous how much we can get. So for the cost of 100 influence, we can get 15,000 energy. I think it's safe to say that we're never going to have energy problems again. We can just keep draining these guys, and they will just keep churning it out. Now, I am going to stick them on pretty high energy consumptions, so that or contributions, so that we just gain a huge amount of energy, totally solving our energy crisis, while they still contribute some minerals, but not that much. Which I think is a perfectly valid way of doing it. Now, since the update, we are making less minerals than before. I don't know why or exactly what's happened, but I believe something to do with the consumer goods has changed, and now we're just making a lot less. I might need to look into that later, but it's not a dire situation. We're still making a decent amount, and we can always up the amount if we need to, plus we've got a large stockpile. So that's pretty much all the changes we're going to talk about. I'm going to kick into some gameplay because it's been a little while here, and then we'll kind of figure out as we go what to do. So, oh yeah, this is unspent civic points. Basically, we can reform our government now to add a new civic. We've got a bunch of civics here that we can add. We're an imperial government. We're not going to change that anytime soon. But we've got all these extra civics that we can just add. We just add one for free. The one I'm looking at, kind of the one I want the most, is building costs minus 15%. Now, I do kind of see civics as less of a gamification kind of thing and more of a roleplay aspect. So I think functional architecture does actually make a lot of sense. Aristocratic elite makes a lot of sense as well. And to be honest, we need that because we've got more leaders than we have slots, believe it or not, that we can actually afford, because we've managed to gain some through events and things like that. Also, we don't even have the influence to do this right now, so we'll have to think about it for later. So let's let time play and see what happens. Governing ethics shift in the Valmanix authority. We don't really need to worry about that, but they're becoming egalitarian, which isn't great for us. Let's go back to Empire map mode. So, our fleets are returning back to base. We've got 2 new consuls, Consul Iacovus and Consul Solus are out. They've served their term, and we have 2 new ones. They're not yet in the game, though. We have Consul Tiberius Bellum and Consul Fira Rhodes. They've given us some great advice that I've been trying to adhere to. And in fact, we'll read out one of Pyrrha's latest messages while we're waiting here. So the fleets are returning back to base so that they can heal up and upgrade. So Fira says, "My Imperator, I take no pleasure in saying this, but it may be a long time before we can compete with the fallen empires technologically." There's more ethics shifts going on. That does not mean we can't defeat them, however. There are only 2 fallen empires in the galaxy, while the rest of the galaxy is full of technologically inferior but are numerically overwhelming. What we need to do is bring all of the other galactic nations into the Empire whatever ways we can. Once the galaxy is under our rule, we can send our fleets to the doorsteps of the fallen empires and bring them to heel. Let's read this real quick. So, the Uvzant Imperium objects in the strongest possible terms to the provocative military exercise currently being held in the Rimok system by human naval units. To stage fleet maneuvers on such an unprecedented scale so close to our borders can only be constructed as a thinly veiled threat. Our own forces have been placed on maximum alert, and our fleet commanders have been instructed to respond to any border violations with overwhelming force. This is a callback to the previous episode where Consul Iacovus decided to take the fleet to Rimok system to conduct some fleet maneuvers on a large scale, which happens to be very close to this Uvzant territory. Of course, we have nothing to fear with these guys, so we don't mind doing it, and it's given us a slight benefit to our fleet. So, how should we respond? Tell the Uvzanti to stay out of our affairs. We can't afford an incident. Cancel the exercise. Actually, the exercise is over, but whatever. Our diplomats will smooth things over. I'm going to say tell the Uvzanti to stay out of our affairs. It's none of their business. It's within our borders, and we can flex our muscles if we want. Thank you. So back to Pyrrha Rhodes. Once the battle is complete, we can learn of their technology and better defeat the others. So he's saying we should band together as many nations as we can and attack one of the fallen empires. Once we've learned of what their tech is, we can attack the other one. He says, I have noticed that my Imperator wishes to find more of the Titans and is disappointed at failing to do so. He should inquire with the Curators as to the mysteries of the galaxy. They can reveal what is hidden to us and reveal troves of wealth and technology that can be used for greater glory of the Empire. So, thank you very much, Fira Rhodes, for writing that comment. I really appreciated it. I had a quick look in the contact screen, and I talked to every single Curator Enclave, and none of them knew anything about it. All they know, if we say, tell us about the mysteries of the universe, is the Infinity Machine. And we've already discovered that. They won't actually give us anything else. Oh, it looks like we've got some... What the hell is this? Ruby Guardians, Topaz Guardians, Sapphire Guardians, and Emerald Guardians. We've got all sorts of Crystallid ships down here. Whoa! Complete. Holy shit, look at the size of that. Alright, well, we've got our little mission for this episode. Now, on top of that, we had another comment. We've got a lot of comments to go through in this episode, but I'll try to keep time moving all the way anyway. We're going to say no, we want terraforming gases to ourselves, thank you. Somebody wants us to terraform Mars. So let's have a look at Mars. Let's go to terraforming, and we need climate restoration. So if we see that, we'll do it. I don't know what happens if you do that. It's a very interesting one. It's fit for terraforming, but it shouldn't be. Like no other like rocky world or whatever is. Just like that. Usually they have an icon next to it to say if it's a habitable world or not. Mars obviously is a special situation because of humans. So we'll see what that entails later on. Now, as well as that, we've had many calls of fleet redesigns, and that is just what we're going to do. So our fleet redesign will cost 225 there. And I believe, if we have a look at our ship designer, so what I've basically done is swapped around bombers. So basically on our battleships, hang on, we'll have to read that in a second. On our battleships, we had a hangar core, what was it called? A carrier core, and we swapped that to be a hangar core, and we use advanced bomber wings now, which meant that we can stick on some gamma lasers and marauder missiles. So we're just heavy on the, like, basically missiles and energy weapons, and then we also have a large plasma cannon to help us with doing armor damage. So it's a pretty balanced build, and it has a huge ton of more firepower than it previously did. Previously it was more of a point defense system, and that meant that we had to switch our cruisers to be more point defense. So we've got point defenses and then flagella. So the flagella will actually kind of protect the bombers, and they're really good fighters. So they work kind of in hand, which is really good. So yeah, so we've had a pretty good upgrade there. Soon, though, we are researching jump drives, and we'll need to get them. Clandestine slave meetings at night raise levels of defiance towards superiors, and missing goods can mean only one thing. The slaves in Terath are radicalizing, spreading dissent and discord among their peers. A fear to the rest of the population. Whatever they're up to, it can't be good. So Terath, where is that? Ah, the capital of the Terathians. Of course, of course. So let's move a fleet there. Got a transport fleet. Let's take a quick gander at where these boys are. Does it just tell me? Very close by. Great, good to hear. In fact, they probably came off one of these planets recently. We'll land them down, they should sort everything out. There's only a 40 unrest. They need to be landed anyway. Good, good, good. We can't do anything with that, and we've got unemployment. Slaves pacified. That is an annoying noise. The radical elements on Nafalal have been pacified, and the slaves are back in line where they belong. Cool. Slaves that were radicalizing on those 3 planets, probably all around the same time when we took them, are all returning to normal. I'm going to speed things up a little bit. So our basic objectives at the moment. So we had a vote to attack the Uvzant. I can't remember, did I read it out? I think I did read it out, right? Let me just read it out again. We had an 83% yes and a 16% no. Which meant that we should be attacking them this episode. So we might have a look at doing that at the end. Unrest. Unrest at Athens. Right, let's take this other fleet and land down there. I don't know why they're unrestful. They just are. Unhappy pups. That's okay, we should be able to quell that with the 10 legions as well. It would be good to have an unrest map mode. So, we're playing on the new update, as I mentioned. It's got some new quality of life features, such as like just nice little overlays that weren't there before. Sectors and things like that. I've expanded some sectors out here to cover more areas and sent construction ships to kind of build in places that we hadn't actually covered. So, yeah, we're just basically topping off everything. We've got one planet room to keep colonizing. I'm thinking that, whoa, getting some frame rate issues here. Well, I guess when the galaxy is this big, it tends to happen. What is this? Wild storms. I'm thinking we could maybe terraform this. Complete. It's not within our borders right now, though. I kind of want to join up like this line, if possible. So yeah, what I want to focus on is obviously research. Energy's booming now. Huge amount of energy. It's ridiculous. So really just research is what we want to be doing. We can afford to have insane amounts of research because of all the energy we're getting. Right, we could increase our army damage. Let's do that for now. Actually, I don't think we need to do that. Our armies are very strong. Let's go with complete. Edict costs and resettlement costs. Cheaper war demands. No. Synthetic. Synthetic thought patterns. Okay. Right. Colonization. This looks like a good one. The problem is we don't really have the influence to colonize these planets that are very far out. How much would this be? 88. That's not too bad. Not too shabby. We would get a decent amount of stuff around there. People were saying they want us to colonize all the way out here. I agree, but again, we're just very far away. Colonizing one of these bad boys is going to cost influence that we just don't have. Maybe we can see how can we reduce this. egalitarianism. It looks like we don't have any frontier outposts. Is that true? Yeah, we don't. So that's pretty good. I mean, we're getting pretty much all the influence we can. We're losing it from an edict. We're getting a little bit from rivals. And egalitarianism is being suppressed. So yeah, it's not too bad. So basically we're losing 2 influence all the time just from suppressing governments and things like that, which is what we got to continue doing.
Construction complete. System survey complete.
So what I'd like to work towards is getting a new kind of region of space that we can deem research. And I'm kind of looking to these areas because I see a lot of research out here. Decent amount anyway. So it might just be a case of plopping down some frontier outposts and hoping for the best. Because I don't see what else we can do. I don't see any huge chunks of like research anywhere. And there's only a few kind of regions of space left to get. Yes. We are building more and more wormholes all the time. I don't think we'll need it soon though after we get the jump drives. What do we got here? Savannah World, Savannah World, Savannah World. Yeah, that's all pretty good. A military station. Oh yeah, this is an area I really want to go to. That's like the hub of all Crystallid's. Probably get some dank research in there. So we've got a couple little points out here we can also research. So let's get some of our science ships. Tell them to come out here. Out to these little uninhabited regions of space. Find out what's going on. Seem like they're busy researching now. They're on automatic exploration anyway. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Let's check in on our fleets, which have been upgraded now. That one's upgraded, this one isn't. And this can be dismantled. And if we check our leaders, we're doing pretty good across the board. We might as well pop this guy. In fact, how old is this person? He's 33. Right, well, he's not Peng Pang anymore. He will be Tiberius Bellum. Consul Tiberius Bellum. So it's fitting that he is the fleet commander mainly because he had been giving us a lot of advice about what to do with the fleets. If I just take a quick scroll to where he messaged me. Yeah. So he said, Senators, I believe our fleet is inferior to those of other competing Xenos races for one sole reason. Our battleships, compared to other races who use battleships as a source of heavy firepower in their fleets, ours are used for launching fighter craft. Currently, our cruisers serve the function of heavy firepower. Where this has been an effective strategy in the past, it simply is not using their ships to their utmost potential. I suggest we switch the role of cruiser and battleship to allow cruisers to the role of fighter support and our battleships as heavy firepower. I personally have explored the various dockyards of our empire and have seen the designs and even prototypes for the chassis that can mount heavy weapons upon our battleships. Even if we use the exact same weapons on the battleships that have been used on our cruisers, I dare say, Senators, you would see the firepower of our fleet grow threefold, whereas before a Xenos battleship was equal to 2 of ours. 1 of ours will be equal to 3 of theirs. So I've done this largely now, this upgrade. Haven't seen that much of a dramatic effect. Like threefold increase.
Construction complete. Evading hostile fleet.
But yeah, their damage has gone up considerably, but our fleet power has kind of remained the same. Hang on. Woo. Hostile fleets present. What is that? What was that? A pirate fleet. Not in our empire. This is one for Tiberius Bellum.
Construction complete.
Let's test out the new battleships. Bit risky when you don't have any corvettes to go into that fight with it, but we'll see how it goes. Praetorian, we've got a lot of mimics. 54. Ah, that's destroyers and corvettes. We could do with a lot more corvettes, so while we're here, let's build a bunch. Let's commission 5 from there and 5 from Constantinople. 5 from Terra. And we'll set... This is the waypoint. Alright, so he's making his jumps on the way down. Right, our technology, 28%, 29%, 34. Could be better. It used to be in the 30s.
Complete.
We need to be stepping on it, you know? Let's build observatories everywhere we can, actually. That would be a great way of helping out pretty much everything. I might do that after the game ends, because I can just go into the planets and sectors, take my time and go through pretty much everything. We need a new governor. Let's get this person. Ah, we have the maximum amount of leaders. That sucks. Okay, we're going to be without a governor for a little while. Just trying to think where to colonize next. Oh, we just built a frontier outpost down here. This was part of the... People were telling me to go get the living metal at Cybrex Alpha.
Construction complete.
So let's do that. A lot of research there as well. So that's actually going to be... Yeah, this is going to be really beneficial. Research,
construction
mining,
complete.
mining. Great. Mining, research, mining. Awesome. Okay,
System
so I don't remember doing that,
complete.
but I guess I sent that order a while ago. Oh, hello. Interstellar Rakthalic commonality.
Hostile fleet engaged.
The Cybrex Central Nexus. It would seem that the Cybrex re-evaluated their galactic crusade against organic life at some point during its 17th year. Whether this change was prompted by a loss on the battlefield or an ideological shift in their network consensus, we may never know. But for whatever reason, the Cybrex decided to halt their campaign. They began a slow withdrawal that lasted nearly a century until they eventually vanished completely. We now know that they retreated to this system, where they had constructed a massive ring world designed to house their entire civilization. They isolated themselves here for several millennia, until an independent explorer chanced upon their system and spread its location to the rest of the galaxy. The news that the dreaded Cybrex had been found again prompted several neighboring powers to organize a massive military expedition, which bombarded the Cybrex ring world into rubble. Strangely, the Cybrex seemed to have offered no resistance whatsoever. Okay, wow, we finally got our payoff to this, because I guess maybe in the update they fixed it. Holy shit, 10,000 unity, 500 research, and 2,000 energy credits ends the Cybrex home system event chain. That's kind of sad. It just ended at a bit of a whimper. So they just retreated here after they'd killed huge amounts of the galaxy, and then they just let themselves die. I feel like there's more to be told with that. I'd love to know what happened, what went down on the ground. Did they just decommission themselves? They were a machine race. Who knows? Alright, fascinating though. Get a lot of unity for that. Alright, well, let's build in there. There's living metal in there, which will help our kind of armor. Megastructure build speed and monthly hull generation. Oh, we've reached the fleet. Consuls Tiberius Bellum is now here, fighting.
Construction complete. Construction complete.
Oh, look at those missiles. They do weird spins. What's up with that?
Research complete.
I don't know why that happened. Look at them. Some of them are going crazy. That's new. Is it the ones that miss just have like a new animation for like totally going off to show me, or I don't know. It's really weird.
Situation.
Either way, we nailed that fight. Absolutely nailed it. Pirate fleet down. Is there any pirate base? No. Okay, cool. Well, well done. Class is 3. Let's send them back home. Physics research complete. Map the stars. What does that do? Survey speed is increased. Anomaly chance increased. Nah, I don't want to do that. It's an edict anyway. Let's get the better storage capacity on our ships. Oh, look at that. 38% now. That seems to have just jumped. I believe I did set one of the sectors to be a research sector. So 2 of them are. Magna Germania and Cisalpina are both research focused. I believe I've also given them the full option of redevelopment and not respecting the tile resources. So that means you can pretty much go crazy and just build as much research as you can afford.
Construction complete.
Right, concentration. Construction complete. Diplomatic insult. And a time project down there. We can send one of our scientists down to get that. Get some of that research. And then finish researching down here as well. Wow. We've got pretty much full coverage
System
of
survey complete.
the galaxy with our wormholes, except for here.
Research complete.
New research complete. Building speed build speed is done. We could get a coil gun. I'm gonna get the coil gun because it'll only take 11 months is longer than I would have thought. That's a long time. I was gonna get the coil gun just because it'll open up 3 new options that I'd rather see. So let's just do that for now. Uh-oh. Seismic disturbances. There have been many reports of unexplainable seismic disturbances on Sosta Prime. Sosta Prime? Tremors can be felt across the planet, and many of our settlements have suffered damage. While investigating the earthquakes, our science discovered a vast network of subterranean caverns. The deepest of these caverns are home to some kind of indigenous civilization, and they appear to be tunneling towards the surface. Ground vibrations from our settlements may have triggered this behavior, but we cannot be certain. There's no telling how these aliens will react when they spill out of their tunnels and encounter the colonists. Holy fuck. We need to deal with this situation.
Situation log updated.
Sosta Prime. Well, would you look at that? Alright, let's get some defense armies built ASAP. We need to help them defend if something if shit goes down here. In fact, I'm going to mobilize an army. We've got an army over at Nikash, so we can... General Tribune Omnis Victor. By the way, the new military tribune is Omnis Victor. I forgot to message the person, so hopefully they just find out by watching the video. But they asked... I can't exactly remember the comment, but they asked to be military tribune, and they've helped out the series in the past, so I saw no reason not to. But you are leading the ground forces, sir. You are 49 years old. Let's land the armies. Right. Oh, so we've got something in the situation log now. Establish communications. We need to find some way to communicate with them. Or a preemptive strike. No, I'm not going to do that. We'll communicate with them first. That'll only take a year. Or a month. So that should be over pretty quick. Let's take a look at our fleet. It's getting fatter. Swelling slowly. I want like 100 corvettes. 2 to 1. Yeah, 2 to 1. Should it be like 4... For every 4 of these. For every one of these is 4 of these. For every one of these is... I don't know. We'll figure it out. Terraforming. We've got a new terraformed world. Let's colonize it. Let's get some humans out there.
Complete.
Let's just send them from somewhere else. Mediolanum. Sounds good. Where to put them? We'll go with here. Special project complete. Open a channel. Oh shit. So one of our probes burrowed through the ground. Hang on. I want some more exciting music. One of our probes burrowed through the ground and intercepted the tunneling aliens on Sosta Prime. After the startled alien workers calmed down, the probe was successful in establishing communications with their leaders. No video feed. Is this thing on? Can you see us, surfacers? That's cool. We understand you hail from the great nothing that lies upwards, beyond the stone. It was assumed nothing living could exist there, but evidently this is not so. What are your intentions? That's so cool. That is so cool. Could you imagine that? I always put myself in the situation of like, how could this could happen somewhere? You know, with plate tectonics and stuff, maybe life got trapped beneath the surface and was warm enough but not deep enough to get some heat, and they just build up to the point where they're like, you know what, we need to expand, carve out some more territory. Excuse me. You wouldn't really understand anything. You'd be like, we are encased. Like, is it just nothing forever, or do we just dig forever? Like, what is that going to be like? Which way do you dig? Up, down, towards gravity? Yeah, it's so crazy. All right. So anyway, they've managed to dig up and find us. So we could say, tell us about yourselves. We would like to coexist in peace, submit, or be destroyed. We'll say, tell us about yourselves. Our empire stretches across every pocket of the known world. Only the great nothing lies beyond our reach. We have many fine cities supported by lichen farms and the fish we catch in large rivers flowing through our tunnels. Wow. This has been our way for thousands of years. Our diggers heard the faint echoes of your cities through the stone, and we decided to investigate. That's awesome. That makes sense. They only started digging up when we colonized. That would be amazing. You think that... Yeah, I guess so. Alright. I guess they submit or be destroyed. Because I don't want them taking over. Society output 10%. Oh, I don't know then. Maybe we'll do this. I just feel like they're going to cause a problem. Let's go coexist in peace, alright? We don't want to wage war on them. Then so we shall, Surfacer. Let us share this world together in the spirit of peace. We would be most interested in trading with your people. I believe we have much to offer one another. We shall return to our cities and make the arrangements. Alright, cool. New Unity tradition projects available. Governor skills increased by 2. Leader capacity increased by 2. Yes. Boom. And then we seem to have quite a while until we get another one. So we needed a new governor. Let's see who we're going to get. Oh, by the way, I've restored my naming list, but it won't kick into effect until we've gotten rid of the initial pool of people. This person is a reduced... we need to get... This is always the problem I have. Most of you guys are guys, so I need to click get guys in the... I thought they were all girls there. It's just this man has a bun. What a crazy man. So we'll get this person. I'll rename them in just a sec. Actually, we'll just rename them now. This could be our other consul. Oop, Cosnal. Consul. So we have Consul Tiberius Bellum. The other person is Consul Fira Rhodes. Now, he gave us some good military advice in the past, but just because he gave us more economic advice and stuff in the recently, we're going to make him a governor. Consul Fira Rhodes. And then we'll have to assign him to one of the one of the sectors. Magna Germania, a fine province. Okay. Terraforming is complete. I've sent a ship that way and unrest on one of my planets, Nakash. Uh-oh. Oh shit, we just took dudes off this planet. Let's head back. I don't think we're going to have a fight anytime soon, so let's land again. Sus Prime looks beautiful. Hard to believe they were digging under that. Okay. 11,000 energy. Looks like we've got quite a while to go before we burn any more of that. Now, of course, our fleet is stationed. If we were to move our fleet, it's going to cost a lot more. It's good for now, though. Right, let's keep going with some more corvettes. Oh shit, I'm out of minerals. Damn. Well, I know what I can do. Let's beef up our mineral production just for a little bit. Let's take it from the people that don't need it as much, I guess. So keep it in the medium for most of these places. Yeah, I'm fine with that. Now we've got quite a considerable amount coming in.
Construction complete.
Alright, so we could consider our war now. They hate us, our fleet maneuvers piss them off. However, if we declare war, we have to fight the interstellar Rachthalic commonality. The fleet power is pathetic. I really don't want to have to fight them. We might end up fighting on 2 fronts for this, I don't know. I suppose we just have to, right? I mean, we've got no other choice. If you will not move away from that other awful nation. Also, then we have to fight the Interstellar Union, which are also pathetic. And who else was in your little pact? The Valmanax Commonwealth. Oh, I want to stay pretty good friends with them. Pathetic as well. This will require a little bit more thought. Indeed. And it looks like the Rachthalics are just moving out all the time. Look at this. Colony ships just on the way, pretty much everywhere.
System survey complete.
Unbelievable. Right. Well, we'll move. I think we should just... Oh, look at they're terraforming a bunch of planets. Terraforming to an alpine world, terraforming to an alpine world. And that as well. We should be terraforming as well, I guess. We're not really doing it anymore. Let's just look for the biggest systems we have. A tundra world. Let's go with this one. Is a level 20. Is it? What is it? Oh no, it's 14. No, we want the biggest ones we have. So we've got an 11. Oh wow, we're running out actually. 21. That's a nice big one. Terraform to continental, please. Let's get humans on there. Savannah is 11, 22, 14. 22 is a nice... Whoa, look at that. So good. Cost 2,500 to do this. Not too bad, actually. Another alpine one here. Oh, wow. This is energy central. Right. Maybe one more, I guess? Doesn't seem like there's anything that promising that way. $12, $16. We'll leave it at that for now. Rana? 21.
Complete.
That's a good one. Let's do that. Let's get it to a... What? Oh, it is a continental world. Let's just colonize it straight up. Planet already has a planned colony. Oh, it's going to be colonized anyway, does it? I don't remember doing that, but okay. Is it the AI? I thought I told the AI not to do that, to colonize without my consent. But it's apparently got one, so... No. I'll just briefly, really quickly check this sector to see... You don't have any colony ships, but maybe it's just automatically going to place one there. We'll check back on it in a little while, see what happens. Earthquakes on Saucer Prime.
Complete.
There's been a wave of earthquakes on Saucer Prime recently, and buildings in several of our settlements have collapsed. There's many fatalities as a result. The Subterranean alien empire is excavating a new cavern deep underground where they plan to build a new city. This appears to be the source of the earthquakes. We could turn the other cheek, or we must demand an apology. You can't be doing that. You cannot be killing our people. I just expect to get away with it, even if you didn't mean to. Alright. Now, let's just fucking go for this war. I don't mind. I want to kick one into gear. The thing is, we've got our vassals to help us, so it's not like we're totally alone. The Vaga Ross will help come in and just destroy these guys. I'm just worried about our little colonies down here. They might be under a bit of threat quite early on. So yeah. Well, we'll see how it goes. I feel like our fleet is obviously prepared for it. What do they got? I can actually see pretty far into their area. Not all the way though, but pretty far. Alright. Here we go. Oh yeah, so we had a vote for the Adneron autocracy. Whether or not we would guarantee their independence. So let's do that first as a little precursor to this fight. So the Adnerans are under the influence of the Uvzant. Oh, and the Interstellar Union. Oh, that's why. Well, let's support their independence. Yes. Sorry, buddy. Alright. Let's try to liberate those guys. Let's declare war. What would we want? So, I don't really want any planets. I just want vassalization. We just want to own everyone to fight for us, and then we can integrate it when we're ready. It's just getting all these planets causes... Oh my god, there's so many. This causes problems. So, who could we vassalize? Maybe... the Uvzant Imperium. Ooh, look at you guys with your fancy name. That's going to be 90 to 100. So, it'll be 90 for us. So, that's pretty much all we can do, is pretty much just demand a vassalization in this one. What else do we have there? 5 to 7. Destroy the frontier outposts. That's all we can do. We've got a lot of opponents in this war. Valmanax, Chinor, Adneran, Galactic, Kalok Authority, and the Rakstalak Commonality. I don't know. Is it too crazy? The episode's about to end. I don't know if we should kick into something like this, but maybe by then I can get... Let's just do it. I think we're ready.
We have declared war.
Okay. So it's vassalization by any means necessary. Oh, you two guys told me to move my fleets on the borders before. Sorry. We're going to head right to Franknir. I'll keep Cassis 2 back. We'll take the rally point off these guys and then build ships that can be added to this. We've actually got 8 battleships and 11 cruisers, so this mostly needs just destroyers. So let's get a few of those. And then maybe at Terra we'll just get some corvettes to help.
Research complete.
Okay. Coil gun is researched, which I didn't think I was actually getting, but I guess I did. And we could go with assembly yards, fortress, whirlwind missiles. Fortress might be a good shout at this point, and we could build something pretty good with that. And if we get attacked by an endgame crisis, which could happen pretty soon, considering how big we are, we'll be ready. We also probably need to gather some of our dudes. Athens is pretty unhappy actually when we first checked it. Don't know. Anyway, let's kick into some kick-ass music. Let's find our fleet. Right, I'm gonna just hotkey this real quick. That's control 1. Actually, that's control 3. This is control 1. Okay, so 1, 2, and 3. Right, we're on our way. Wow, holy shit, the jump that we can perform. Oh no, it's 2. I was thinking, Jesus Christ. We've actually got our jump drives.
Construction complete.
So let's open up the jump drives. I don't know what's going on. Why can't I move that? The hell? Ship designer. Oh, there we go. Okay, weird. Anyway, so we've got jump drives. Increase uses more power, but it tears ship-sized holes in the very fabric of reality, allowing for near instantaneous movement between systems. It just allows us to jump across pretty much anywhere we want really quickly. So let's do that. So Principes, we're gonna have to save it onto pretty much every ship we have. We'll take off afterburners. I don't think we need them on battleships as much. Mimic 2. Ugh. These are all finely built, finely crafted specimens that are all going to cost us. We're going to have to get rid of some armor on this one. You're not using your latest missiles. Nor should you really be using that. Fuck, maybe I should have checked my fleet before I went into this fight. Okay, so that is our destroyer. And our corvette. They're using all the right stuff. Alright, I think that's it. We haven't actually jumped yet. So maybe we could just do a quick little upgrade. For 4 grand! Jeez. Okay, we don't have the minerals to do this time.
System survey complete.
Damn, my naming convention thing must have broke again with the latest update. I'll have to fix that, sorry. It's a pain in the ass, that. Oh yeah, the Nomadic Armada. They're still floating above this world. I don't know what we can do with them. I mean, we could attack them if we wanted to. We can also attack the Infinity Machine. But, I don't know. 8 days, 7 days, 6 days. Let's get ready to jump. Don't see any fleet movements down here just yet. So we really just want to rush in there, take them out, land some armies. We need to pick where we can afford to levy armies from. Gonna see what happens when we take them off this planet. You okay? They seem okay. Actually, you know what? Yeah, I want this army. So we're going to have to land our armies down here. We're going to take off from Nakash, which is just recently conquered. But we've got General Tribune Ominous Victor here. He's also got on his... Well, we can't see it right now because I just took off. But he's got clone commandos attached to all of his troops down here. So they are going to be very powerful. And we'll tell them to meet up with this guy. Oh, look at that. Pulsar. Oh, it's a neutron star. What? Oh, yeah. Alright, 4 days and we jump in. They've got some sort of just transport fleets there.
Hostile
Boom, we're straight in.
Engaged.
Flagella will take off at the front and the bombers will come in to support. after the flagella cleared the way. Don't see any fleets here. They do have colony ships and other things, so let's just make our way over to their space station. We'll be landing in no time. Now, hopefully my allies will be smart and come up with their fleets, which they seem to be. The Wasari have arrived.
Complete. Alien spaceport engaged.
Okay, it's going well. They've got a little fleet wandering around. 141, what are you doing? We'll set our starfish fleet after them. Nice, we can upgrade these ones. These ones will have a jump drive, so maybe this will be a bit more of a chaser fleet. And they can just go around chasing pretty quickly. Did we ever add the corvettes? Yeah, we've got a couple onto it. Yeah, it's just this little annoying fleet moving around. That's no problem at all. What have we got here?
Fleet destroyed.
I've killed it already. Good. I love those missiles now. It's so cool that they move a bit. Just looks a lot more alive. I don't know why they would do that, but you know, whatever. I guess if the rocket propulsion behind them wasn't evenly straight out the back, then yeah.
Situation log updated.
I'll have to wait until they're done attacking.
Station
Under attack. Okay, we destroyed some other fleet, I guess. No, you're attacking my research stations. Come off it. This little raiding fleet. What an ass move to do.
Construction complete.
There we go. The Obadini starfish will kill these guys pretty swiftly. Bong. Oh, they've actually got a commander on this as well. He's 67. He's a fleet logistician. Clearly not. He's got one ship.
Situation log updated.
Logisted that. Alright. Return to wherever you can. We'll research that and get out of here. Right, we're at minus 2%. Did we lose somewhere? I don't see
Ships
where we're being
upgraded.
attacked from that we would have lost. Lost. Space battle in Castor. Don't remember that. Thalakin and Fraknir. Okay, whatever. Oh, is it all kicking off down here? Yeah, it is. They've got a 12k. Admiral gains trait. Nice. Consul Tiberius Bellum has learned to carefully nurse his supplies to significantly reduce ship operating costs. That's really good. Looks like we've got the Chinor Stellar. Oh no, oh wow, the Galactic Yak-Kolak Authority. We've got a 12k fleet in our Vagaros Empire. Looks like the Vagaros Empire don't really have the means to deal with that. I'm sorry, you're doing quite good though, so that's okay. No way. Oh my god. Our transports got killed. That's the one we lost. I don't even know when we lost that. They took off from Sosta. Oh shit, did they jump through Raktalak territory? You fucking idiots. Damn, that's what happened. I remember hearing like fleet destroyed, thinking like, was that us or someone else? Damn. Damn it, damn it, damn it. We lost our military... Oh no, he's alive. He's alive, he made it. I don't know how he made it out, but he made it. Okay. Right, in that case, let's quickly raise a new army. 3, 4, 4. Let's go with 4 here as well. Right, and when they're done, then that'll be our army ready to go. So they actually, Uvzant managed to jump a fleet into our territory. I didn't catch up on it, sorry about this. 2 5-star generals are going head to head. Iakovus Liber Evrosius fighting the Uvzant. Let's see kind of roughly what they got. Heavy energy focus, it seems. Just to pick a couple of ships there. And neutron torpedoes, again, heavy energy. Oh, actually, that's a good combination. Because that'll destroy your shields and then allow your energy to just pierce it. But hopefully we have enough to kind of counter it anyway. Obviously we're going to destroy them with our fleet. But still. This should bounce up pretty high when we kill this. Yeah, 5%.
Situation log updated.
Alright, they're done. Let's move above Fraknir, I guess. And then after that we can head back and replenish. I wish that was enough to make them just go, okay, we give in. But sadly it's not. What have you got down here? An 11k fleet. At Lishval. We might make the jump. Send in both fleets at the same time. Yeah, let's do that. We're going to try to catch this fleet. It's going to be tricky there because we need both of our fleets to come in at the same time. This one's going to get there first, so we need to actually just tell this one just to chill for a sec. Alright, we're making good minerals though now, which is good as well. Could add robots to the army, which would be an interesting use case. Alright, let's not neglect our planets. Let's see if we can get them to do something. Let's build some research. That's what we want everywhere, of course. And Unity would be good as well. Nice. I try to sector these. It's a pain in the ass at this point in the game having to do this. Alright. Our fleet has got 2 more jumps to go. Time to send these guys to them as well.
Debris analyzed.
15 days for them. Oh yeah, shit, we've got jump drives with these. They're a bit different. They don't need that wormhole. That's why they're able to jump from one to the other. 3, 2, 1. Boom. Whoa! Jump, oh sorry, jump 1 down is 3 days, and then they'll ramp up another one. 15 days. What does Fortuna have? 27. Right, if it's going to take 15 days, just chill. And we'll wait till this hits 15. Okay, it's hit 15. Oh, they've moved out of here, have they? Oh shit, they're jumping across to me. I don't know if we can jump out quick enough. Okay, okay, that's alright. What we do is we change the course this major fleet to this area, and we send this fleet over here. Go! Let's put on some epic music, because we've got to make sure these catch up. I don't want to see them get wiped out. Alright, great. They're over next to where we don't want them to be. Gonna micro them around a little bit. Oh yeah, that's what I want to see. Hang on a sec. Oh yeah, they are moving. They're about to get crushed. Don't know what they've actually got. Energy and missiles. Very much like iron. And point defense. Ooh, interesting. You're gonna get fucked in the ass in a sec. Consul Tiberius just needs to hold. There we go. Look at that. That's awesome. I did want some ships for point defense. I might get a couple of battleships that are specifically designed to have just loads of swarmer missiles.
Construction complete.
I almost feel bad, you know. I didn't see that one coming.
Construction complete.
They jumped.
Situation log updated.
Right. Send them home. This fleet now, this smaller, more maneuverable and quick fleet can head back, heal up just that little bit, and then they can be our bombardment fleet that will just stick above where they need to be. Actually, there's 6k. Let's keep going. Why would we stop? 15 days for the jump drive. That is awesome. We need that tech on this ship pretty soon. They're about to do this by themselves. Oh, actually, bad idea because they're going to be jumping straight into this military FTL inhibitor, which is going to grab us very quickly and throw us against the space station where they're probably healing. So we'll wait until the class is too fortunate, pulls its 2 jumps. Right, 30 days. Wow, we are like it's twice as fast using a jump drive. Way better, much more maneuverable. Let's try a jump now. Looks like we're about to jump here from the FTL inhibitor. 9 days for them, 15 days for them. So the first one will come in a little bit early. Probably get hit pretty hard. Hopefully we don't lose any battleships. Here we go. Where's their major fleet? It's over there. Alright, that's not too bad then actually, because we're just against the space fleet, spaceport.
Situation
and the fortress.
Updated. Situation log
Right,
updated.
let's go for them. Once we vassalize these guys, this would be pretty serious. Like, I don't know. We're basically beating the game at that point. I wonder how our other boys are faring. Of course, we have to think about the war on all the fronts, and we've got a lot of cleanup to do to bring this one to an end. We might be fighting this one for a while. It's going to be a long war. Oh man, these guys have no health. Their ships look really nice though. Look at that. Very cool color scheme. Tech complete. Edict cost. Habitability. Xenomorph army. Leader lifespan. Naval capacity. Let's go with habitability. Murder. Absolute murder she wrote. Alright, you're done.
Situation log updated.
You're done. We do have something else in here. A fleet of just 200. Or 122. These guys, you can go back home. You are going to upgrade as soon as you can. 3,789 minerals to do that. We are going to disembark all of these boys. Actually, we'll land them on Terra Nova for now. Sure, you can upgrade your transports. Actually, I didn't even think of that. Transports should get a jump drive as well. I'll do that myself. Wait, what is that? Oh, that's the Obadinii. My bad. It's these guys I want. They should upgrade those as well. I'll have to do that later. Land the armies.
Construction complete.
Land the armies on Terra Nova. And that way we can assign the clone commandos. And also the new the military tribune. Don't know how the military tribune got away with that. Somehow abandoned his 18 ships. His transport ships. I like to think on each ship, we call them 1 legion, but I like to think it's 1 million on a ship. So 18 million soldiers died on that. So that was pretty significant. Pretty significant. Although they are just clones, right? So it's not too bad. We made them. So that's pretty much going to be it for this episode. I think this war is going fine. I don't see any overwhelming fleets at the moment, and our allies are kicking their fleets around. We've got the Tumbata Eradicators with their 20k, probably keeping the Valmanax busy. Or doing something, I hope. Knowing them, they're probably just doing nothing. Just to annoy us. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the episode. We're going to try and just basically colonize this, or not colonize it, vassalize this area. And then maybe... Oh wow, these guys have shrunk. What? How did we just get Ambor? I have no idea how that happened. We must have had a frontier outpost or something there, but that is just traded over to our side, which is great. After this war, we'll probably look to vassalize just everyone else we can. Either that or seed their planets or do something with them, because you might as well, right? we'll just really swell pretty large after that. I looked at, how did we get Ambor? It's got an enemy military station in it. And all their stuff just transferred to us. There's a continental world here. With 20 slots on it, apparently. Oh no, it's this one. Well, in that case anyway, I'll be back in 2 days with the next episode. Let me know how you think this war is going. I know it was a bit of a rash decision, but I'm scared that eventually we're going to get waged war on by that like endgame crisis or Fallen Empire. So I just kind of want to get everyone out of the way and just take over as much as possible as per Pierre of Rhodes' mandate. He kind of said that we should do that, and I agree. Then we're still like focusing on research. Research is plowing along pretty nicely. It feels like it's slowing down now a bit. 40% for physics is really good though. But for the year that we're in, we're actually kind of early. So to have killed this many enemies, we're doing quite well. But I'm worried that it's going to trigger, what do you call it, an endgame crisis, and we're just not prepared for that. They'll come in with stacks of 50k. You know, we'd be hard pressed to fight one of those, especially with our tech. So yeah, we got to figure that one out. So after we do this, the problem with the way we've played it, right, and I've enjoyed playing it this way, is we're very aggressive and we're taking down everyone we come across. We're not really making any allies, despite our vassals having considerable sized fleets at this point in the game. Normally, if you could form a federation or something, you stand so much better of a chance, but you pay influence to do that. So we'll see how it all shakes out. As well as that, obviously, I want to work towards building megastructures, but we need to get... they're down here, basically. It's the like Voidborn, Circle of Life, Galactic Wonders, all these things that give us megastructures. But we need certain technologies to get that, and we can't get those techs until enough time passes and we have enough research, so... We're kind of stuck. Maybe we should go for diplomacy. I don't know if that actually really speeds up research. It doesn't really. Prosperity, maybe? Building upkeep, ship upkeep, energy grid. I don't know. There's not much else we can do with that. So that's going to be it for this episode. I hope you enjoyed it. We'll be back in a couple of days. Let me know how you think the war is going and anything else we should do. We need to bring this to a swift end and basically land as many troops as we can on all their planets. Just really tank them as hard as we can so that this rises as quick as possible. Or we could jump around and destroy all of the major fleets. I'd rather not do that because it'll take those empires a while to build those fleets back up. Whereas if we keep them alive, we can vassalize them and maybe they can become our fleets. Alright, see you guys in a couple of days. Hope you have a good one. And thank you as always for the support of this series. And I'll see you in the next one.